Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Wrestling Paradox Podcast. Oh man, this is a special night because we were not supposed to record tonight, but we had a very special guest from the South Florida area reach out to us, man. So we definitely had to take this interview and get this rolling. But before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Paradox Podcast brought to you by M&J Ecological. 305-697-2258 for all your reptilian needs. If you got any iguanas, snakes, lizards, spiders, mice, anything you have in your house that you do not want, baby mamas, baby, I don't care what it is, call Marcus at 305-697-2258 and he'll make sure to clear all that out for you. CCW, the #1 wrestling school in South Florida for the past 18 years. Make sure you follow them at CCWFL. And next week, next Saturday, we have Enter the Machine at CCW. Bash at the Brew just happened.
And grand announcement.
What? What's the grand announcement?
Both participants in the Wrestling Paradox podcast will be there.
Oh yeah, we're both going to be there. And we got some great surprises coming as well. Yes, Chris is finally making the trip. But let's get into it. Chris, you are not the only Chris here tonight.
I know. I have to break down the walls, break down the fourth wall, break down every wall to get another Chris in the podcast.
Was it the Wall of Jericho too? Because he's a Chris.
Well, he's the best Chris of all time.
Second best Chris. We all know Chris Masters is the best. All right. Which he'll be on CW in the next month. So anyway, all right, Chris Santiago joining the podcast tonight, live from Miami. You have probably seen him on YouTube with his belt reviews. If you've been to any FIU schooling projects, you have definitely seen him on the sideline with the camera. He is the senior. Is it the senior production manager?
Almost close enough.
Close enough. Give it to me, Chris.
The title is just a senior multimedia producer / video coordinator. I like the former because that just sounds fancier, and I like to put it on my resume.
There you go, Chris Santiago. Welcome inside the Wrestling Paradox Podcast.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on board. I'm glad to help Chris out here. Might not be the only other Chris around here, but I will say that Chris Masters is probably the absolute best Chris
isn't he
in the entire
amazing?
Galaxy. The only people that can ever contend with him, obviously, is Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans and
let's see. There's only a few Chris's in the world.
All these famous Chris's out here, just really casting a shadow over us, and we're just here to live in it.
Did you say FIU? Because there's something like scratching my head. I don't.
Oh man! Wow, man! I thought we were gonna get along in today's episode, but I'm gonna say it's 30-24, man.
If football season is not happening, I'm not getting angry. I promised myself I wouldn't get angry. I'm not getting angry.
I'm gonna go and give a quick shout out to the #1 FIU fan and employee ever in history, David Drucker. He will be hopefully proud of me for plugging that score from 2019.
Thank you, Chris.
The only good thing that came out of that game was the kicker. That's it.
Hey, no matter what, I still have love for Jose Borregales, man.
Exactly.
He was always one of my favorite guys to work with for FIU football, and I was sad when he decided to leave, but I'm always for people trying to up themselves up to the next level. So, however that is, man, Jose definitely did it, and he's definitely made his mark for UM.
Heck yeah!
Awesome, man. Chris, thank you for humbling yourself. You guys can figure out which one I'm talking to.
Shucks.
So basically, I got in contact. Me and Chris Santiago got in contact earlier this week.
That's a funny story.
Yeah, he posted. So obviously, we all collect. I collect here wrestling belts, and Chris posted on one of our websites that we are mutually a part of. Was it Brothers of the Belt?
No, I think it was Belt Talk. I think it was
Belt Talk
when I put it on because I didn't actually get any responses for when I put it in Gold Rush BTS. Okay. So I didn't get on there, but then I got a couple responders from it was Belt Talk. It was definitely Belt Talk.
Yeah, Belt Talk. Yes.
Because
he posted. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if I didn't get anything responding on that, I was gonna go and try We Collect Wrestling, which is the WCW one. I just joined that recently, but Yeah, so Belt Talk definitely was, and you just popped up in my DMs.
Yeah, man, I popped up in the DM. I slid right in there.
Slid right in there, man. I slid right in there, man. I don't know if my girlfriend will like that.
Well, that's how he nails down every Chris that he gets in his life.
Every Chris, right in the DMs. So I'm working a deal right now with Mr. Santiago. He has a beautiful cruiserweight purple strap. I like the black strap, but I'm down to get the purple, and I'll be giving him hopefully a beautiful.
Well, no, you'll be
red
getting the
raw
dark.
top.
You'll be getting the dark purple because that,
Yeah, it's a dark purple. Well, they got dark purple and black.
Yeah, it's
So-
kind of a little weird. In some light, it looks black, and then in some light, it looks purple. So you gotta get in the right shadow. So hopefully your room lighting will make it be the one you prefer it to be.
And well, like I said earlier, when in the introduction, Chris actually has a YouTube channel where he reviews belts, and most recently, he reviewed one of the most popular belts on the market, and that's the personal customized belt of a man who started following us. So that makes us feel really proud, Mr. Chris Van Vliet. And before I get into all that, and I want to plug that in and talk about that and that experience with you and Chris Van Vliet and your relationship with him. One of the great things that I acquired myself personally over the past year, and I bought it for myself as my gift, was the Rock Deluxe 1 of 100 belt. It was a lot of money, it costed me a lot of money, and I got number 21 of 100. And then Chris found that out, and I'm going to be passing the belt along to Chris for his belt review page, and he will be reviewing that belt and going over all that, man. So hopefully you're looking forward to that, man. I know I'm looking forward to it because you're going to be the first person to actually hold that belt and like pull it out. I've done it one time and I put it back really quick.
Yeah, I found that belt when they released it on Shop. I mean, just the mark in me was screaming, that I need it, and it really the one of the better things that I've seen Shop come out with recently, alongside with like the new the newly updated Undisputed V2, and their Attitude Era Intercontinental title, and just a whole bunch of other redesigns that they've done. I mean, they've really just stepped up their game when it comes to replicas. And like I said, actually, like you said, I'm humbled that I'll be the second person ever in the history of that belt to even be holding it. But at the same time, also, what's an interesting fact is you said you got number 21 out of 100, right?
Yes.
That's my lucky number. So I know that's going to be an absolute.
That's my wife's birthday. I've hit that number on roulette multiple times. 21 is it for me. And when I opened it, my jaw dropped, and my wife was standing there, and I'm like, babe, can you? She looked and she's like, is that really 21? And I'm like, yep, that's 21. What better number? Blackjack, like lucky.
Oh, no, you can't beat it. Absolutely.
Everything
not.
20.
No.
I told myself if I was going to get a number, it was going to be 69, which is Rock's actual number from college. Was 68 or 69? I forget his college number at UM.
Who, The Rock?
Yeah.
Rock, I think, was
94.
94. I'm tripping. I'm 69. Good time. 94. I would have been okay with 94.
Lex Luger was 68.
That's what it might have been. 100, I would have been okay with. 100 of 100. I'd have been cool with that. Obviously, 1 of 100 and 23 of 100 have been nice for me. I'm a Jordan fan. But 21 was really cool. That was something I wasn't expecting. And to this day, it's the lowest one that I've seen held by a person, like a regular person. I've seen 50s, I've seen 70s, I've seen 80s. I haven't seen anything below 21 yet.
One of my good friends and also fellow belt brother, I think you may have seen a lot of his stuff. Bader, but he goes by Kinshasa Wrestling.
Yeah.
He got one. I don't remember which one. I don't remember which number he got, but I remember him getting it. And he showed me pictures of it, and that was when he and I decided we're going to collab and start doing videos together. So because he's overseas, over in Qatar, he will film it for me, send me all the raw clips, and I will edit it together for him. And for those of you, cheap plug, I am going to go and plug my channel in right now. Say if you want to check out that video, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel, and you will see that video in there, along also with his Smoking Skull belt that he got made and passed down. It is a JR. It's a JMar. It's a JMar Smoking Skull, and that thing is just an absolute beaut. And it's just been awesome to be able to collab with him and grown such a good friendship with him to make all these belts, videos, and all this content together. So I'm definitely excited to add you also to that list, Joe, to be able to do that with you. That's awesome.
Awesome, man. And actually, one thing that we're working on here inside the Paradox, I know Chris hasn't had a chance to talk a lot yet, but I'm definitely going to let him get his words out, is we're going to be making our own custom Paradox belt.
Oh, there you go.
And,
hey, you know who to hit up then for reviews and for cinematics.
Yes, you are definitely going to be able to review that. And then we're going to be handing that off to a certain person who will be happy to defend that throughout the state of Florida for us.
Ooh,
and yeah, definitely.
Can we get an inside look at who that might be?
Duke the dumpster Drozy.
Yeah, it's actually Brodus the Barber Beefcake.
I was gonna say, if it's not Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I don't want
it. So it is a CCW guy, and me and Chris have gone back and forth on it. He's not happy about it, but we're gonna talk, and we're gonna see what's best for business and best for our platform. But one thing I want to ask Chris, and then I want you to answer it right away, is Chris, you haven't had a lot of chance to talk, but what is, I know you're not a belt fan, but what is your favorite all-time belt? Because my favorite all-time, I don't even own it, is the NWA Dome Globe. Harley Race owning that, or having that belt for how long he did, and just how tough he was. And just when I go back and I watch older clips of the NWA and watching Harley Race, you just get glued to the TV. So Chris, I have to ask you, any belt, anytime, any company, anywhere in the world, what was your favorite belt, and who was your favorite person to hold that belt? Chris Thrasher, my Chris.
You're talking about the globe belt. That's the green
the
one,
Dome
right?
Globe. Well, they had the green
strap.
They had a red strap, and then now it's on a black. Nick Aldis holds it right now.
Yeah, I really do like the green strap. I think the green strap pop, because it was so simple and simplistic and everything like that. It almost ties to the line of like the cruiserweight, WCW cruiserweight belt. It was so simple and it was so tiny because it fit that person. Like, what my problem is in wrestling is when you see a big belt on a small person, like Rey Mysterio holding the big gold belt, it just didn't fit. But I really like right now, I like the ROH belt that's behind you, because that it's big, but it's simplistic at the same time. There's not a lot going on. The logo is in color, everything else, there's no other color on it. But my all-time favorite belt is the ECW Heavyweight Championship belt.
Ooh, I will give you points for that one, Chris. That's one of my favorite belts, and that's also one of my favorite belts growing up. And I would hope to have it one day in my collection, if not at least get to review it.
It's probably one of the just the cleanest belts, because I'm guessing because it was such an underground company to put out such a great product, and just that craftsmanship of that belt was just, out of control. Granted, Mike Awesome held it, and everything like that, but Taz held it. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Awesome. Sorry, I said it out loud. I said it over there. I tried to stay away from the mic. But in case anybody wants to know really quick, this is the one that Chris was talking about here.
Ooh, look at that.
Very nice. Actually, I got this from another Chris. I got this from our belt brother, Mr. Chris Stratton. I'm sure.
No way! Yeah, I've seen a lot of his posts throughout the belt.
Came from him, man. This thing is awesome, dude. It came with plastic still on the straps. Still got the bag for it. So yeah, this was.
So it's almost brand new of it, huh?
Dude, this thing is beauty. If I ever meet CM Punk, it's what he's signing for me.
Well, I was gonna say, if not him, then definitely Daniel Bryan.
Definitely.
Right, I should say Bryan Danielson, as he was.
Or you can go down the list. You can go Nigel McGuinness.
There you go.
KO. You can go El Generico. You can just go down the list.
Yeah. So, now, Chris, visitor. Chris, we gotta get you a visitor pass.
It's astounding
how.
What is your favorite belt?
Yeah, man. If you gave me a decal, I'll come by anytime.
Well, you're lagging, though.
Me?
Yeah, a little lag there, Joe. Sorry, man.
Oh, me? I'm lagging.
Yeah,
there you go. Okay, now you're back.
You're good now.
All right, cool. Chris, what is your?
No, now you're not.
No, never mind.
No, don't do this to me. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second.
This is why we're editing and we're cutting and all this kind of fun stuff. I don't know who edits these videos, but I'm sure we're going to have a blast with this one.
Yeah, you're good now.
Am I good?
Yeah, there we go. Now you're back to normal.
Yeah.
Yes. So far right now, yes. Let's not jinx it.
You were like Blair Witch Project for a second there.
All right. So, Chris, what is your all-time favorite belt?
My all-time favorite has always been actually changing as I grow older. So I think my original favorite belt of all time, and this is probably gonna be a first anybody's ever said this, my first favorite belt ever was the original 2003 WWE United States Championship. The one that was
American flag.
Yeah, the one with the American flag. The first one that was debuted by Stephanie McMahon on an episode of SmackDown, and they held a whole contest for it. And Eddie Guerrero was the first holder of it. Then after him came Big Show. Then after him came John Cena. So for a lot of people that might remember, John Cena won the first time for the U.S. champion. I'm sorry, for the first time he won the U.S. championship at WrestleMania 20 against the Big Show when they had it in Madison Square Garden. So I remember that just kind of sticking with me. And I don't know why I just always had like a deep, profound love for that design. I know everyone will say that the WCW United States Championship was the superior one when you compare the two, but I don't know why just that version of the United States Championship has always been, or was my favorite, and is still a favorite design of mine. As I grew up then a little older in my teen years, then it kind of flip-flopped between the Undisputed title, the WWE Undisputed title, and also the TNA Midwest World Championship, the one that was from like 2006 to 2011, or I should say 2010, because then after Jeff Hardy won it, he had his Immortal belt. But definitely the Midwest TNA World Heavyweight Championship is just an absolute beaut of a title. And I know Hazard F5, if you guys are familiar with his work, Shane Charles, he deeply loves that belt as well, and he's featured it a lot on his YouTube channel. But that one, and then lately now in my mid-late 20s, definitely back again to loving the WWE Undisputed Championship. That's always been one of my top tier, and now is like my by far favorite, and that is on my list as my next belt that I'm going to purchase for myself.
I think there's only about 3 guys you can think of with that Undisputed, and that's got to be Brock Lesnar, I think of right away. Eddie Guerrero, you think of, and JBL. Those 3 right there, like
not even Kurt Angle, really? Not even Kurt Angle?
No, I just don't think Kurt Angle when I see that belt. I don't know what it is. When I see Kurt Angle, I see TNA Championship. That's what I see. It pinned to me now. That's how I think of him. I know it's horrible, right? But he's in the Hall of Fame, man. Show some respect, God.
He is. No. You show him some respect and everything. Right. You don't see him with the Undisputed title.
No, I don't. I don't. It's weird. I know I'm horrible, but like you see belts and you think of people. I think of NWA, Don't Go. I think of Harley Race.
Harley Race, Ric Flair.
Yeah, you see the big gold. You think of
the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby.
The American Dream, baby.
Oh, Cody's dad. Yeah, okay. We're not even gonna get into that.
Wow, yeah, I think there's a little bit of hostility in that.
We're not even gonna get into that.
He can make a whole show about that.
Oh boy! All right, we'll talk about this another time. I'm down for this.
Yeah.
We'll drink a couple beers to that.
What's your accomplishment? Dusty was my dad.
There it is. There's a little hint that I needed right there.
We're not popular. It's okay.
It's okay. No worries. That's a hot take that I'm sure very few might will.
I hope AEW does good. I have friends now in AEW, and I hope they succeed, and I hope they blow it out of the water.
Absolutely.
So, we had somebody tonight AEW Dark win against Brian Cage, our buddy Jake St. Patrick, which was pretty cool.
We got 2 of my guys from the company I ring announce for, TC Reed and Alex Chamberlain. I've gone on there, on AEW Dark, and Diamante is now basically on like AEW.
No, yeah, she's AEW all the way. Diamante is AEW all the way.
She's awesome. I've known her for years, and I've worked with her so many times, and she is honestly one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. And like in my entire career of like production, broadcasting, announcing, whatever it is, she's awesome. So shout out to her.
Yeah,
we met her. We met her a couple of times. A friend of ours was roommates with her, or was roommates with her. So we've met her at ROH shows and everything. She's cool, super
awesome,
cool
man.
person.
She's always such a super cool person.
She's dope, man. She's also one of the biggest Heat fans out there. Let's go Heat.
Anyway, so
he's a Bucks fan.
Oh boy, there you go, man.
We got to talk about that right now? No. We're talking about wrestling.
There's always one in every crowd.
How anxious were you over the offseason about Giannis?
I wanted him gone.
Oh, really? Wow.
I wanted to trade him to the Heat. Give me Nunn, Robinson, Hero in the first round, and I'm good. You guys can have Giannis.
No,
He wanted the Heat to trade their whole team for one player.
No,
Well,
I just wanted Hero. I wanted Nunn, and I wanted Robinson. That was it. Give me those three, and you guys could take Jan. Give me Hero. That kid is
so you're
sick.
taking two of our guards. Well, actually, I should say three of our guards, and also you're taking three of our guards for your star center, and let's
power
just
forward. Power forward.
He plays center most of the time. He gets more blocks than a lot of guys. You can't go against him.
How well does that trade work out for the Rams and Lions? Okay,
yeah, that's not.
Let's go.
Boy, Chris just Chris taking that knife and just twisting it right now.
You don't understand. Like when that notification came off, I texted him immediately and I said, did the Rams just give up their whole team for one, or the line? Like, I was like, this is such a lopsided trade. Like, it's like
it didn't make sense at all.
No sense. The Rams proudly said, yes, we did.
Yeah, like they're like, we want Jared Goff gone. We want his contract gone. Like,
they're trying to make that cap room, man. That's all it was.
Yeah, right. So to get back,
now watch Stafford's going to bring him to the playoffs next year.
If he does, that'll be the greatest. Goff's going to go in and tank in Detroit. It's just bad luck Chuck up there. It's horrible.
Exactly.
So to get back into wrestling, like what are some other companies that you follow, and that could be independent or all the way up to someone like Rev Pro or any companies from across seas, things like that. Like give us like your background on like what you enjoy watching, or if it's Saturday night you ain't got nothing, what are you turning on?
Well, like I want to say like most wrestling fans nowadays, a lot of them obviously grew up watching WWF, WWE. I never watched WCW. I can't say I did. So I'm not going to act like I did. So WWE was basically all I knew.
You didn't miss much. I'm just going to throw it out. You didn't miss much.
Well, no, like looking back now, I'm like, man, he has some really good stuff. And then it comes Vince Russo. So, he, like I said, most of my life I grew up watching WWE and, some WWF stuff. But it was mostly just World Wrestling Entertainment for the most part. And it wasn't honestly until about 2008, 2009 that I then discovered, hey, there's more wrestling out there. And for me, that was TNA Impact. Mm-hmm. And that was just like, it flipped the whole entire script for me. Like, I was like, oh my God, TNA right now is so much more superior than WWE ever could be. Think about right now, that's, like the whole 6-sided ring and, whatnot, the stay at home location in Orlando, that Impact Zone setup, it blew my mind. And it, I think one of the first pay-per-views I ever ordered, honestly, was Bound for Glory 2009. And my God, just that opening Ultimate X match it's still one of the most amazing things ever.
Is that the one with Amazing Red?
It had Amazing Red as champion. He walked out as champ. Yep. Had Homicide, Christopher Daniels, Suicide. We had both members of Motor City Machine Guns. And I want to say there's another person, and I'm probably missing it out right now. And if I am, I'm sorry.
It was Elix Skipper.
No, it was. So I know that match you're talking about. Yes, that is one of my. I've mentioned it to Chris multiple times. I have a friend Mike that watches the show, and he's watching right now. He's like, "That's Joe's favorite match." It is hands down one of my all time. It goes about 21 minutes. It's probably one of my favorite matches of all time.
That spot, that almost ending spot with Christopher Daniels and
from the very top. Yep.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was it? Suicide? No, I'm sorry. I think it was Homicide.
It was Homicide at the top. Yeah,
that top, and just they came crap. Like I literally thought I watched Homicide break his neck and die.
The way he flat backed that whole bump, I was in shock.
Oh no, and he sold it like a damn master. And I was just like, this is like I legitimately thought he was hurt.
It continued, like everything in that match continued. Boom, 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 and that's goes down as one of my favorite matches of all time, man. It was just amazing. Just all the 6 guys and the Motor City Machine Guns earning their way into the fight, like right there at that night, and they're coming.
Yeah, it was like the pre-show that they had a pre-show. They had a whole dark match right before and everything, and then you had Motor City Machine Guns joining the Ultimate X match.
Chris, is this how you feel? Chris, when people get all excited about matches and you know what the fuck they're talking about and I don't? Like now I know what you're talking. I'm like, yeah, dude, I love that match. It's my favorite match.
That's why we're all marks, man. That's why we're all marks out here.
Exactly.
But to continue, I'm sorry, man. Just to go and close out. Yeah, man. So started watching TNA, and then I got back to WWE, and then that's when I started picking up like other brands, Ring of Honor, NWA. People might not remember this one, but what was it? What Culture Pro Wrestling, if you guys remember that one.
What?
Or that. Yes, I'm bringing that back up. I started
Jesus.
watching some of that. And I'm very happy also that the NWA has come back into the business, with Power and now Shockwave. So that's always fun to kind of look back. It's like, I guess, like an older style of pro wrestling, but with modern.
Nick Aldis is definitely trying to build that back up.
Oh, he
wants
is.
that so bad to succeed because he's like, I can go to AEW, that's nothing, but I want to prove that NWA can hang with the best. And honestly, like, I loved NWA Power. Ricky Starks was amazing, and then when he came over, I was so excited to have him in AEW because now I get to see him every week.
Yeah,
Ricky Starks was awesome.
Yeah, and not everybody knew knew who he was. I remember he came to one. I'll just drop the name right now. I ring announce for Ronin Pro Wrestling here in South Florida, and he came on one of our shows. I just remember him being an absolute blast to work with. And then when I saw him on NWA, I was like, oh snap! There's Ricky, and there he goes winning the TV title. Oh my god, look at you go! This is awesome. now he's on AEW with Taz's little faction. I'm like, my god, this guy's amazing. Like, this is awesome to see. And also see, like Brian Cage also with Taz. That's pretty cool. I got to work with Brian Cage once at Ronin, and he was nothing but great as well. So, just nothing but nice things to say about those two guys. But definitely Ricky Starks is, I say he's still young. He's got one of like the brighter futures that I see in pro wrestling today next to Maxwell Jacob Freeman.
He's gonna be a star. I know. We always feel like that bear is like The Rock. Can you go as far as The Rock did? If anybody's gonna do it, it's Ricky Starks. That guy's Chris calls him the Turtle Boy. He hates him. But
he looks like
Chris, you're just
he looks like the vampire kid from Tosh Point. I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Especially when he painted himself like with Darby Allin half the face paint. I'm like, that's a turtle kid. Like, why is the turtle kid on my TV?
So that leads into our beef with AEW and Cody Rhodes, and we feel that they watch our show, but they don't like to admit it because we'll call spots like 3 weeks out, and like about a month later, I'll get a call and be like, "Hey, this was just on AEW. Didn't you guys say that like 4 weeks ago on your show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we did. Thanks." So it's maybe we're really good at what we do, and we just kind of feel where wrestling is going, and we know what storylines are going to play out. Or maybe I'm writing the story for you, Cody Rhodes, and you could sign a check and just send it in my mail. It's okay. I'll let you admit you were wrong.
My address is X, Y, and Z. Please send to here. No PO box. Wait to me. I want my name on there, and I want written on the back. Deposit only to.
Dude, you don't even got to write me a check. Just send me some tickets so I can go up there and watch some shows, man. But no.
And the only firm like memory that I have, distinct memory of how this like conspiracy theory started is our second show that we ever recorded is when Brian Cage debuted on the Casino Battle Royale. The next Wednesday, we did a review show of the pay-per-view. And I said, man, you know what? They got Taz there. What would be great is have him be the mouthpiece for Brian Cage because he's not really a great talker on the mic. And then give him the FTW belt and have him just run amok on the whole company. And that just like destroy everybody. 2 weeks later, Taz comes out with the FTW belt and gives it to Brian Cage. And I texted Joe and I go, there's no way that this just happened. Like, there's no way that just happened.
It was too weird. And then the second one, which really hit me, because that was just I was like, oh, coincidence, FTW belt, whatever, bring it back. The second one that hit me was Matt Cardona debuted.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we got on the show. Hey, Matt Cardona's in AEW. This is amazing. I heard he only signed for this long. They should make a shirt that says The Sweet Life of Matt and Cody. 3 weeks later, I get a text from Chris. Hey, guess what shirt's on Pro Wrestling Tees? Sweet Life of Matt and Cody. And I'm like, well, there's that.
Actually, I didn't even send any text. I just took a screenshot of and I sent it to him.
On the product page, you're just like, dude.
I sent him a screenshot, and he goes, "What the fuck?" That's all I got back.
I don't know.
Where's your guys' compensation? Where's your guys' compensation? At least give you a penny or something,
dude. Just give me the shirt. Just give me the shirt. You don't even have to sign it. Just give me the shirt, man. But no, so that's that. We have our fun with it. But I hope AEW does really well. We have friends that associate with AEW now, and they're up there. One big one is each Lane Star Ariel Levy. Another one is Jake St. Patrick, who's making his way up there. Cameron Stewart is another one that we're very proud of. I don't know if you heard of him. Cameron Stewart, you gotta look him up. He's 20 years old, man.
Of course, yeah, I've heard of him.
He's amazing.
Casey Navarro now too.
Yep, Casey Navarro.
Casey
Yeah.
Navarro now too. He's doing
Yeah.
great. Whatnot. I remember I had a Ronin show with him, and he was awesome and just very hungry. He's still very hungry to be out there, and now he's getting the spotlight. I'm just like, so kind of like you said, I'm hoping and continuously sending my best to all at AEW, their production team, the behind the scenes in the locker room, and putting out there in the ring. It's really nice to see a company genuinely invest in the future and invest in those that might not ever get an opportunity to be on TV and say, hey, we got something for you here and everything, come on board and everything.
Mhm.
And they're giving it. And it's honestly just so nice to really see that come to fruition for a lot of the guys that we've worked with, like for myself and for you guys as well. And then kind of seeing them, have that. It's like, man, I'm just so proud of you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely, definitely.
Like I just love that feeling of feeling pride. I'm just I'm so happy for you. Like you deserve this.
Yeah, when I saw Jake St. Patrick a week after his debut for AEW Dark, and we were at I was doing my first commentary at OCW, and I saw him walk in the door, man. I went over to him, shook his hand, and gave him a big hug, and I was like, dude, nobody else deserves that more than you. And it's amazing to see, like, especially when you see this talent and you being involved with Ronin and us being involved with CCW. You see this talent in the ring, and you're like, God, if someone just got their eyes on that person, what they could accomplish in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And when we see these people, and another big one is Will Austin. I don't know if you heard him. He used to.
You guys just had him on your podcast, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
we just had Will Austin on a podcast, and Will's a kid from Hollywood who I knew of because my stepbrother played football with him in high school.
Nice.
And Will went on to play semi-pro ball down here in Miami for the Chargers, and then he ended up quitting football because his back hurt and became a wrestler, which I don't know how that works. But and to see,
CTE.
yeah,
CTE.
CTE. To see him become a wrestler and to see someone like him who is, I say it as we used to say it as a joke, but I think it's slowly becoming true. He's one of the top unsigned professional wrestlers in Florida right now.
Yeah.
Like this kid is just absolutely amazing to watch. He just tore the house down with Sebastian Cage. He went down to Puerto Rico. He has another fight coming up with Star Rogers, hopefully soon. So there's so much stuff building up for this kid, and to see it like in the past year just grow so much. And I'm sure you see it in Ronin. You're just like, man, get your eyes on this kid, and you can't take him off.
Oh, absolutely. And one prime example is definitely, from my experience anyway, is Darby Allin. I worked with him a couple times at Ronin, and I just knew, I was like, this kid, with that character and with that devotion to it, and like that just like edge side, he's gonna make it. And look at him now, TNT
He's
champion.
amazing. He's amazing.
TNT champion, working with Sting.
Yeah.
Like it's mind blowing that you see these guys and whatnot, and just like the raw talent they have. And then for you to see it come to fruition is just it's like I was saying before, it's one of the best feelings ever, and one of the best moments as a fan of the sport, that you're seeing all these dreams come true and you're seeing all this hard work, especially how it is with like indie guys and whatnot, how they're all just trying to get that one shot and they're getting their name out there, and like now it's easier with social media. But, think back like 15 years ago when like it was almost darn near impossible to kind of get that rolling, but then they make that big jump, and just witnessing that dream come true moments and all that hard work payoff moment is one of the greatest things I think about this business. That is why we love it so much.
Definitely. I think it was Chris who told me Carl Anderson drove 6 hours for $20.
Mhm.
I believe that. Yeah, I believe it.
He drove from Ohio, from where he lived. Well, yeah, where he lived, to North Dakota for $20 and wrestle in front of 8 people.
Wow.
Like you do all that to make that shot, to make that happen, because you never know who's going to be in that crowd, or you never know who's going to see you and be like, oh, who knows somebody who could be like, yo, I was just at the show, blah, blah, blah. No, like you have to make those dedications, those sacrifices. And I see it now. A lot of the indie guys we associate ourselves with, they travel for $20, $30, just for a shot.
Well, but going back to the Carl Anderson thing is, it's not like it was a bar or like a small venue that he was going to wrestle for. The night before they had the wrestling show, Tim McGraw sold the place out.
Oh, Stu.
Yeah. So like it was like 10,000 people were for a concert the night before. So then he shows up, there was 8 people there.
But honestly, like props to him though, because, and like I've heard many people say this, and the name escapes. Actually, I think it was Chris Jericho. he did an interview where he talked about how he feels as if like performing in front of like a small crowd like that, like 8 to 30 to 50 people, is so much more intimidating and harder to work than a crowd of 15,000, 45,000 people. Because because at that point you are at that intimate level with the fans that you know for sure if your character is getting over. Because if you can get those 8 people to start cheering for you or feel some type of way about you, then you know you're doing something right.
Yes.
Well, it's also too is there's 8 to 30 people, like 100% of their attention is on you. To where 15,000 to 20,000, you have cell phones, you got concession stands that not all 15 to 20,000 are watching you at that one time.
Correct.
You know, so
I actually I talked to Alex Ocean about that this week. I don't know. Do you know who Alex Ocean is?
I don't know. I don't know who Alex Ocean.
So Alex Ocean is
Sorry,
a
Alex, please
deathmatch.
don't kill me.
No, he's a deathmatch.
Oh, he will
wrestler.
kill you. He will.
He'll stick a fucking skewer in your forehead and make you say his name.
Well, if I die, I'll die a legend.
So
I've been slowly trying to convince him on how to teach me how to put a skewer in my head.
So
2021 goals right there.
Exactly.
I asked Alex, I said, Alex, how do you feel? What's tougher to wrestle in front of? And he goes, dude, I've wrestled in front of 6 people before, and it was the weirdest fucking thing. And he goes, once they start cheering for you, it's good. But if they're not making a noise, you're just in there taking bumps. And it's the worst thing in the world. He goes, there's no adrenaline rushing through you. He goes, you have nothing going. You're just getting your ass whooped in front of 6 people. And I guess it's true. To wrestle in front of 10,000 people is a lot more easier than to wrestle in front of 6 or 10, because you have to get over with those 6 or 10 people. And
Correct.
if you don't, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like I can sit there and contest. I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I mean, I did stand up in front of at the Improv, in front of 300 people, and to get your head like wrapped around it. Yes, there's 300 people in the building, but the lights hit you in the face so much you only see the first 2 rows of people. So you're having a conversation with those 20 people.
That explains why all these comedians and everything just look at the front row only, because there's the only thing
they don't look
see.
at us.
Right. I can't see what's ahead of me in like rows 12 to 30. Sorry, guys.
So imagine like Chris Jericho at WrestleMania, and there's 45,000 people. He's only worried about the first 10 rows. Like that, he's just putting on a show for those 10 rows. That's it.
Yeah. No, definitely makes sense.
But to get off the wrestling topic, and I know Joe's going to get flabbergasted that I'm going to say this, but I have a wrestling belt question.
Okay, hit me.
It's actually a 2-part question.
Whoa, holy shit.
This is the first for the channel, guys.
Because Joe made reference to like Rev Pro and companies that are overseas. And I'm a big fan of like Japanese wrestling, British strong style wrestling, and everything like that. Is it hard to get a replica belt from those type of companies over here? And what are your guys' opinions of like the New Japan, IWGP, junior heavyweight and their heavyweight title? Because I think they're very gorgeous. But I just don't see a lot of them face to face.
Do you want to answer that first, or you want me to take over on that one?
You can go ahead and put your 2 cents in on for that one first.
So the such belts as IWGP belts and things like that, you are able to get your hands on, because they are triple stacked, which means they are very thick and different layers to the belt. So a belt like the US, the spinner I have is only double stacked.
Okay.
When you get belts that are triple stacked, they're going to cost more money. So I have priced out an IWGP belt for myself, the junior heavyweight, the one that AJ Styles held.
Huh? And Moxley has it now.
Yeah.
No, Moxley's the US belt.
No.
Moxley has the US
United States Championship from IWGP.
Yeah. So the one that Brock Lesnar held, AJ Styles held, I believe Shinsuke held it. I priced one out on a white strap, and it was about $550.
Okay.
That was pricing out. You are able to get them. There are a bunch of makers. So you have 3 solid makers in the United States. You have not even Dan McMahon, Dan Millicon, Reggie Parks is a maker, and there's one more, I believe it's Mills or something like that. I forget what it is. But those are your 3 solid makers, and you're looking at a 5 to 7 year wait list with getting belts from them, and you're spending $3,000 or $4,000 on those belts. But these are the same belts that are being made for the companies, WWE and things like that. Those belts you get overseas, and I know we're running out of time, but I'm down to continue if you guys are. It doesn't bother me at all.
No, I'm down
got
too.
2
I'm
minutes.
good.
So belts, you order belts overseas, kind of like how I'm ordering our Paradox belt. When you get them from Afghanistan or Pakistan, they're a lot cheaper. They're not cheaper made. They're still great condition and great quality, but the materials over there are cheaper.
Right.
So a belt that's going to cost you $3,000 in the States is going to cost you $400 overseas. That's why we get a lot of overseas belts. Now, I know you haven't seen a lot of the IWGPs or the Rev Pro belts or things. They're very easy to get. You just got to hit up a maker and make sure he has a design. He has a design, he'll make it and send it out to you. But I can tell you, and I'm sure Chris can attest to this, inside our belt groups, yeah, you'll see your figs and things like that. But a lot of these guys have boots and aftermarkets and things like that. And there are very popular makers throughout the business that you learn who they are and things like that. So, Chris, did I hit that pretty well?
Yeah, you definitely you basically took any comment I was gonna say and further emphasize on it even a lot better. So it's always very tricky, especially when you want to get like an IWGP replica belt. Like you can get an official replica belt from them. It'll cost a lot, like Joe was saying, because you're getting these replicas. The quality is outstanding. Even if it's just a replica. And I've had a lot of people still buy it, and they'll still be like, this is an amazing replica. This is mind blowing. So I've always said, especially since getting further into the belt collecting world and that kind of stuff, and kind of getting more into that scene where it's like you should only get kind of what you can get, and honestly feel happy about it, because at the end of the day, we're all just here being fans of belts. So whether it's a boot or it's an official replica, or you get an actual made title for like $4,000 or $5,000, something like that, no matter what you get, just feel happy about it, because at the end of the day, it's you that's going to be the one holding it and putting it over your shoulder and marking out about it. So that's what's going to matter the most, is are you going to be happy with it? Don't care about what the world has to say. Are you going to be happy with it?
Exactly.
Right on. Yeah.
The cheapest belt on my wall, I know it's very hard to tell, but my Big Eagle right here is about the cheapest made fucking thing in the world. I just paid $100 for it, and it's complete garbage. But you know what? Seeing it from this far away, you can't tell. And that's where it stays on my wall.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to take a quick second, Joe, and I'm going to show you the first ever belt that I ever got. I still have it, and
I want to see it. Come on.
I've only told myself if I ever get rid of it, there's only one person I'm going to give it to, and that's Badare from Kinshasa Wrestling. That's because he's already made dibs on it. But I'm going to go ahead and grab it real quick. Give me a quick second.
Please go right ahead.
Right on.
Chris, is this kid cool or what, man?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't have anything against belts. It's just that I don't. It doesn't fit me. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. It may fit you, and everything like that. Like I said, I collect Hot Wheels. I collect Hot Wheels. Baseball cards. I have a Kobe Bryant McFarlane toy. That very weird. We were cleaning out the garage last year in February. The day Kobe Bryant died, I found out he died. I found the McFarlane still in the package. I pulled it out. I go, oh man, this is going to be worth money someday, especially since he's retired. 4 hours later, I got a notification saying that he passed away, and I'm like,
never get rid of that thing. Keep it
this is going to be worth a lot of money.
Forever.
Yeah, I'm like, this is going to be worth a lot more money now.
So anyway, let's do this belt, my friend.
You ready?
Please.
All right, Chris, I'm going to ask you personally. Can you give me a drum roll?
Oh, dude, I fucking am dying to get my hands on a John Cena US spinner.
Official replica and everything. I've had this thing since 2005. This is a 16-year-old belt.
That's one of my holy grails.
This is a 16-year-old belt.
Is that Figs? Is that from WWE?
Yeah. I bought this actually from AJ's Belts, from A&J's Belts back a long time ago. So John Barbarossa and we've had a long, I don't say a long relationship, but I got this from him. This is my first ever championship belt. So it's got all the fixins still. The strap is absolutely just destroyed.
Can I see the stitching? Is the stitching red, white, and blue, right?
It is. Yes, it is. Forgive me for having such a very crappy strap. This thing has been beaten and used and abused for most of my upbringing, but
oh my God. All right. So Chris, let me tell you something.
Go for it. Actually, I'm gonna go and put this up because I'm actually pretty proud of
Chris
this guy.
got booted. What?
Oh wow, Chris got booted. He probably ran out of time.
No, we pay.
Oh, you pay? All right, maybe he just
We
lost
pay for
connection.
this. He's gonna jump back on. Yo, let me tell you something. That belt is one of the grails.
Dude, I mean, I never realized just how much of a grail this thing would become, and the fact that people still freak out whenever I show it to them is absolutely just it's wonderful. So just so you can see a little more. Just I love this thing. I've had it forever, and I have done this thing in more times than I can count. Like the strap is just destroyed. One of my goals, if I don't get rid of this thing, is to get it re-leathered at some point. Maybe by Paul Martin. I know he does a really good job on these.
Martin does a real good job. Man in the Fog, I heard.
Man in
does
the Fog
amazing.
is also really good. Man in
I
the
heard
Fog. We also have a local guy here, Ray Ray.
Ray's local for us.
Yeah, Ray Ray's here in South Florida, dude.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
I've heard his name plenty of times. I did not know he was local.
Yeah, no, Ray Ray is definitely local. He's awesome, and
that makes me feel a lot better because I hate sending shit out and like not knowing if it's ever gonna come back.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I know even you have a hard time saying, hey, yeah, I'll let you get my Brahma Bull belt for even just like a couple hours without me around it.
No disrespect. Please
don't
take
it. I totally get it. No, I totally get it. Dude. I totally get it. Don't worry about it. I'd feel the same way if someone was like, yeah, let me go and review your United States. Okay, yeah, but let me be there.
I'm gonna be there for that. We're gonna talk. You're lucky I'm not making you wear white gloves.
Oh my God, yeah. Exactly.
So I'm not sure if Chris is going to be able to get back in here or not. He said
we can continue if you want. I got no problem with
Let me see. Yeah, go right ahead. So all right. Let me see. Let me text him. See what he says. Good. Yeah. So actually, you talked about Casey Navarro earlier. Casey Navarro is facing Brian Cage next on February 20th. At Enter the Machine. That is CCW's next big show in Nashville.
It's over in Nashville, right? That's when you were talking about over in Nashville.
Yes, that is over in Nashville.
That's gonna be a good one. Because the cool thing about Brian Cage is he is a massive human being, a specimen, and he works so well with all the guys that are like half his weight and half his size. I think a lot better than he works with the guys that are his size.
We got to remember he was small at one point, so he grew to that size. He knows how to work like that.
It's just so awesome because I remember the match he worked at Ronin was a fatal 4-way, and it was it was him and 3 like basically like cruiserweights, lightweights, and he killed it out there. Like, man, like I don't think I've ever seen a guy aside from maybe like Keith Lee and a couple other big guys that can move and jump and flow as good as Brian Cage. Like Brian Cage is just astounding. And, even, he won the X Division title in Impact. So that shows that, he's got his work cut out, that he can work at this quick rate that these little guys can. And I just absolutely love that about him.
No, yeah, he's awesome. I'm very excited to see him. He actually, he showed up at Bash at the Brew, Unbranded Brewery this past week. And that's actually going to be a monthly show now. So hopefully we can get you down there at one point and get you to check that out. It's going to be the first Saturday of every month. They'll be running a show down there, which is really cool. So, well, Chris wasn't able to finish up. Unfortunately, his router dropped and he's not able to get that restarted. But
oh man.
So I mean, look, this has been absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough for coming on, especially on short notice. And I'm going to we are meeting up at some point here within the next week and a half or 2 weeks or so. And we're going to let you do that review, and very excited, man, to let you do that. And I know you're very excited as well. So we'll get that rolling. And then hopefully you'll be the owner of a Red Raw Tag Team Championship here soon.
Oh no, it's definitely happening.
It's definitely happening.
It's definitely happening, man. No, like there's never a doubt in my mind.
I think
there's never a doubt in my mind. After I saw how genuine of a dude you are and everything, and also you're a South Florida guy. So, 2 big things right there for me just really kind of set it off. I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be a good deal, like no matter what. But overall, man, thank you for having me. This is a lot of fun. We definitely have to do it again, especially because this one guy kind of cut short a little bit, but I'm definitely down to do another one with you guys and continue it off. But just to go and help plug you guys in, for you guys that are watching, make sure to go ahead and go and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys check out Joe and Chris's Twitter channel for a WPP, and just go and they have some great content, guys. Stay tuned for it, and whenever you can, just make sure you check out our CCW show for them.
Dude, and thank you so much for that. And we appreciate you coming on as well. Santiago, I know you're a very busy man. Obviously.
Hey, the devil.
Hey,
he's not here.
He's back.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet.
We're getting ready to hang up.
Not done yet. Hey.
It was my drum roll. My drum roll set AT&T off.
Chris, his big debut was the U.S. Spinner.
Oh wait, so hold on. Let me go and show Chris again. I know you
gotta pull it back out now. Don't you drum roll again, Chris.
No, don't drum roll again. I got you right here. Got you right here.
So that's Chris. I have to tell you, as a person in the community for the belt collecting, I know you see that belt and you're like, oh, John Cena, whatever. That belt is a holy grail for some people.
Okay.
That belt.
Yep, got it in 2005.
The cheapest one I have seen in the past 2 years has been around $800.
I believe that. Yeah.
And that's in good condition. That's some scratches, things like that, maybe a missing stone or something like that. About $800. You don't find them cheaper for that. X-Man belts has come out recently, and they're releasing some a little bit cheaper, and they're made good quality. But any of those that were made within the past 10 years, you're spending under $1,000, upwards of about $700-800. So just so you're aware, Chris, how crazy that is, because when I saw that, I know you weren't here, but I popped. I was like, oh my God, I want one so bad. But my goal is to have all three spinners, the Edge, this one, and that one.
The Rated R in the United States.
Yeah, the Rated R in the United States. So
yeah. So I mean, like, I definitely still want the OG 2003 version of the US title, but this is the first one I got.
That's what I have. I have the V3 and I love it. I have felt the V2s before. I like the V3 better.
Yeah, definitely so.
So I'm more of a fan of that one there. Chris, are you not a fan of spinners?
I mean, they keep spinning every time I stop.
Wow. Nice dropping with that lyric. And the rims keep spinning every time I stop.
Oh my God.
Got a Superman bands that I scored from Shaq.
With an old school caddy in the back. Exactly.
Chris, I'm glad you made it back in. Do you have anything to say before we sign off? We were getting ready to cash out.
Yeah, we're ready to get done, man. The show's not the same without you, man.
I have one question. Like we've said, I'm not a belt guy, but what makes, just to end the show, what is the allure of going after the Holy Grail belt? Keep going after belt after belt, because I can tell you that I own a Holy Grail Hot Wheel. Okay. I own a 1986 Buick Regal that they only made 50 Hot Wheels of this certain kind. It's black with a red racing stripe. It's the prelude to the Grand National. It's still in the package and everything like that.
So that's a Holy Grail. So you're asking us what makes us go after Holy Grails for belts?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I guess see, for me, whenever I bought a belt, and I've bought so many belts and I've had them for a month and I traded them, I guess it's just the fact that you hold it, you get that feeling. Like a Holy Grail for me is the spinner collection. Those are all Holy Grails for me. The NWA Dome Globe, a certain version of it's a Holy Grail. And you have those, but I don't know. I like the feeling of getting it, holding it, looking at it, put it on my wall for a month, and then I ship it out. It's a shitty way to look at it, but I don't know. What's made you hold on to that US spinner for as long as you have, Chris?
I mean, for me,
waiting for the value to go up.
No, never. You missed it earlier, Chris. But I said if I ever do get rid of that United States Championship, it's only going to one person, and that's Badera of Kinshasa Wrestling, because he's already called dibs on it.
Gotcha.
But other than that, I've always kind of looked at belts as more like memories in a way. So it's not even the whole aspect of collecting it, because I don't want to collect like 40 or 50 belts. That's not my goal. My goal is to get the ones that meant something to me in a way, that were memorable, and that I have somewhat of a connection to. So, for example, with that United States Championship, that's my first one ever, and I've always been a big John Cena fan. And
I'm sorry.
I remember that. I know, me too. but just they hold sentiment, And because the second belt that I got after that one is my 2013 WWE big logo WWE championship, the one that The Rock debuted. And
Scratch
that
logo.
one just, yeah, the scratch logo. I have it hanging on my wall. You can see it in my videos on my YouTube channel.
I see it.
But that's one was special to me for a number of reasons. But the main one was because the year 2013 for me anyway, in my own personal life, was a changing one. I had just turned 21 and I was really kind of like in the midst of college, trying to figure out what I wanted to do as a career, how I wanted to present myself as a person. And The Rock is always my idol. Growing up, he's always my idol. That will never change. I had the chance of meeting him once and it was the best day of my life. But I just remember him debuting that belt. I loved it and I knew I had to get it eventually. So in 2015, when I graduated with my bachelor's degree from FIU, I went and I was like, screw it, I'm getting myself a graduation gift. So I got that for myself.
Fuck yeah.
And then
you got the
later
Rock
on,
side plates on it too?
No, actually, I have AJ Styles side plates on it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because
I'll
he's
give
my
you
favorite
this.
wrestler. Because
Yeah.
he's my favorite wrestler. So you see everything kind of ties in.
All ties in.
So the belt from The Rock, from a life-changing moment kind of thing, and life-changing year, and a gift to myself, and then the AJ Styles side plates to go along with it, my favorite wrestler. So that right there. Then my third belt is the classic Intercontinental Championship. I've always had an affinity for that one, especially when they brought it back in 2012. I'm sorry, 2011 was when Cody Rhodes brought it. Sorry to drop that name for you. When he brought that back, he's like,
it's up there for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
It's up there for a reason. There it is, like the 2013 edition.
So dastardly.
I have four.
Right?
I have four ICs myself. I have two.
Yeah, you have that yellow on the back. You have that Ultimate Warrior vibe going on.
Yeah, I have my Razor Ramon and I have my Warrior. I could tell you the one belt that I absolutely love was the UK, and I put Pete Dunne side plates on it, and it's one of my favorites. The Bruiserweight. I love that fucking guy. I don't know.
He's dope. No, and I love his theme song. I listen to it whenever I work out. His theme song right there. Oh,
yeah.
But yeah.
Chris's favorite theme song listener is Judas.
Anything Joe Hendry walks out to is my favorite entrance music.
But yeah, belts have always been kind of because right now I only have 6, and I'm gonna keep 6 until I get the undisputed, which is another memory holder for me. So belts to me anyway has never been about how much I can collect, but why I collect them, or like why I get the ones I get. Because I like having a story behind it, and I feel like it kind of makes the belt feel more invaluable to me anyway. So that's just my take on like the Holy Grails and all that kind of stuff collecting.
Right on.
There you go.
But yeah, so that's that for me.
That's that. Man, this has been.
I brought more to the show than just sitting here with my good looks.
Yeah, no,
very
definitely.
good questions.
No, dude. I mean, come on. Like everyone's already just like nobody's listening and watching to this for me and Joe. They're all watching it for Chris Thrasher. I mean, that's
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like I've gotten stopped in the grocery store, be like, "Oh, aren't you the guy from the wrestling podcast?" I'm like, "All right, calm down."
Let's all relax here. I know that shirt. Chill.
Exactly. like Chris is the Garth from Wayne's World of all of us, because he is the unsung hero and the actual like most popular character from the entire movie.
I can tell you actually, Chris is very popular. I just have the voice. He has the face and the looks. Endless questions. A lot
I thought you were gonna say I'm the Garth Brooks of the show. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll take that too. Like, it's fine.
No. Come on, party on Wayne, party on Garth.
Exactly. So usually we aim for our interviews about a half hour now, and we've gone for a little over an hour, and I've actually really enjoyed this.
Well, don't forget we have. I'll say don't forget we have that like 10-15 minutes of just you and me where they could probably, edit that a little bit down. I'm not sure. But
I don't edit shit, bro. We don't edit shit. It goes straight from here. It's
goes straight from here to that. Oh, snap. Okay, cool. So us losing Chris is gonna make the file cut. Let's go.
That's it, man. I really need to learn how to edit, but I honestly don't give a shit, man. I want everybody to see everything. I like the raw and cut things, man. When I see edited and I hear it tweak, I'm like, what did I miss? I want to know what was in there.
I get you.
I'm giving it to you.
You're gonna see our YouTube studio viewership for like 15 minutes go like this, and I'm gonna just plummet, and then it come right back up.
Well, I hope they'll at least tune in for at least the first 20 minutes of this one, because I know this one went a little overboard. So I apologize on my behalf.
No, dude, it's been amazing.
Oh, yeah,
I had an absolute pleasure talking with you, man, and we look forward to having you back on. And I can't wait to get this out there, and it's gonna go up tonight, and we're gonna get it out to both. But can we say fan bases? You have a fan base. I have a fan base, right?
I mean, I never toot my own horn, but if you want to go and say I have a fan base, I am not going to argue with that. I'll just go and I'll just be like, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
we're gonna send it out.
tugboat.
Toot toot.
Speedboat Willie over here.
Chris, I look forward to meeting you here in the next couple weeks, man, and we'll get everything going with these belts. And it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you. And thank you for coming on, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Santiago from FIU, the what was it again? The
senior multimedia producer.
Senior multi-manager producer thing. There it is.
It's a lengthy name. Just call me the video guy.
That's the video guy right there. He's the headmaster of it all. He takes care of all the top shit. So if you need anything FIU, reach out to him. If you need anything with your iguanas, reptiles, reach out to Marcus 305-697-2258 M&J Ecological, CCWFL. We love you, Chris.
And a lot of the next year on the FIU football is going to be on ESPN Ocho, if you didn't know that.
Oh, boy. There we go. ESPN the Ocho, we're taking it to dodgeball days, huh?
Chris, you just want to say it.
Something stupid.